You travel, like what is there someone like is there someone back home that you know that you miss? Like, that's a dumb question. No. That's a dumb question.
I like how your senses went off though. Like, maybe I shouldn't be here, but I'm here now.
Yeah. Come on.
So what's the longest you've ever traveled? Like, you've been away from home?
2 months.
2 months. Wow.
Yeah.
Was this the European trip or was it?
This was a Costa Rican trip.
Oh, okay.
That's because I had a job and I was living there full
Okay.
time, kind of thing. So
Okay.
I would love to do that always. Like, I want to go someplace for 2 months. I think that's the Costa Rica trip was a trip that kind of ruined me, because now 4 days is not enough, 2 weeks is not enough. Like, I feel like I need to be there a couple months in
Okay.
order for me to actually experience the culture.
Okay.
So,
And if you have if you go on a trip that's, let's say, 2 weeks, do you stay maybe 1 or 2 places for those 2 weeks, or do you try to hit like a few cities? What's your?
I do. It depends. I do try to mostly hit more places, just because I'm like, okay, I have this amount of time. There's a string of 5 cities. I'm gonna hit them all. You know, which makes it a little bit more chaotic. But I don't know. I just feel like I have to do that. You know? But it also depends on like the trip. You know, sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to just focus all of my energy on this city and the vibe or whatever. So yeah, it depends, I guess.
Okay.
And while you're traveling, do you is there any souvenirs that you always have to get, or?
Yeah. It's a shot class.
Me too. Oh my gosh, shot class. He hates it.
Oh
He's
my.
like, that's too many. Oh my god, I'm
I get
the
a
same
shot
way.
class from every city.
Yep.
I go
What do you
to.
do with
Me
all
too.
of them?
You collect them.
Out of them?
Or you
We
yeah.
have them like everywhere.
I know. It's like
So
here,
many
it's
shot
there.
glasses.
I love them.
One like moderate earthquake and they're all like toast.
Oh, especially
That's
here,
true.
I guess.
That's true. That's true.
They're all gonna be shattered.
Throughout your travels, what's been like the most interesting thing that you've learned? Like from their culture or just travel itself?
That's such a hard question.
Oh.
I think I don't know. It's a very hard question for me to answer, because I feel like the more I travel, the more I want to keep doing it, and the more I do it, the more I realize that I don't really want to obey whatever rules and laws and regulations are a part of my society. Not. I don't want to become a criminal by any sense.
Yeah, right.
I just feel like one thing that traveling has helped me learn, and oh my god, I don't even know if I can put it into words, is there's a sense of freedom that comes with it, and I guess humanity, I feel like humanity in itself should be completely free. So if there's anything that I've learned, is that I need to be myself and be able to say no to people, or be able to say yes to people, or just be able to say, like, you know what, I don't like you, please get out of my life. And it's okay, because guess what, we're not always gonna mesh, and that's perfectly okay. I'm human, you're human, and I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know. I don't know. It's complicated. It's more complicated than that. But I guess that's a sense of freedom. I guess if I wanted to sum it up, it was a sense of freedom, a sense of being able to be myself and doing what I want, kind of thing.
That's
If that makes
cool.
some sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, when you're speaking with people from other countries, like, do you ever find yourself like, when you're talking to them and they have like, because every country has like different like perspective, like what Americans are and what we believe in. Like, is there anything like that has like come up and you're like, whoa, no, that's not me, or that's not how we are, or?
Yeah, once when I was traveling, when I was backpacking Europe the first time, this Scottish guy came up to me in my hostel and he's like, "Are you American?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Did you vote for George Bush?" And I was like,
Oh gosh.
No. He's like, "Then how the fuck did he get elected?" And I was like, I don't know, like, I didn't vote for him.
I don't
And
choose
he's
the
like,
president.
It's like every single American that I've spoken to has said that they didn't vote for him. And I was like, well, I don't have an answer for you.
Because the ones that did aren't the ones traveling the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
backpacking through
America's
Europe.
the center of the world, so they don't
Yeah.
want to go outside of the country.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
That's like us. Like, probably told stories. I won't get too much into it, but we're traveling during during the election, and then like when they were like the
Campaigning.
Republicans were campaigning to be who would become the candidate on that side. Every time, especially Europe, like, so what's this whole thing about Trump?
And we just kind of like
And I was
laughed it
like-
off, right? We're like,
Yeah, this is the beginning. I was
yeah,
like,
oh,
I
whatever.
didn't. I was too. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's something.
Yeah, it's
stupid.
silly.
Yeah.
yeah.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
Look at us now.
I felt
You
bad
know?
because we met a guy and I told him, like, we were drinking at a bar. There's a guy from Luxembourg in a bar in
Paris.
Paris, yeah. And he was trying to become Trump's trying to become the Republican candidate. So he's like, I don't want to be xenophobic, but if he becomes president, I don't think I can go to your country. I'm like,
Don't worry.
not a chance. Don't worry about it. I told him, like, there's not one person I know that's for him. You know, you're fine. You know, it's just the news blowing out proportion because it's entertaining. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. That's what I
And
thought
now,
too.
and now I'm like, that guy there
Oh,
thinks I'm a
shit.
liar.
Yeah.
That's funny. I actually, I swear recently when I was, because I just did a big trip. It was about 5 weeks, and everybody I spoke to, they were like, I can't go to America. No, I can't. Trump's the president. He doesn't want people there. He doesn't want us there.
Mhm.
I can't support a country that doesn't want, like, you know, this.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I
so
lived
sad,
there, so I
yeah.
was just like, oh, okay.
Like, alright.
Well, we have states, so like California.
I don't think we're hurting.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're
like, So,
hurting.
like, there's certain
I
places
think
you go to that they would more agree with the person that didn't want, like from Europe that wanted to come,
Yeah.
than the rest of like the America and the center.
Yeah. Okay, when you travel, is there anything that you miss like back home, like food or just like anything, like during your 2 months?
Like any of the American comforts that you
Yeah.
can't get
You're like,
back.
man, I wish I had this.
Okay. Air conditioning.
Okay. Yeah. That's big.
I was in Cancun. Remember, I think I asked you about your hostel.
Yeah.
And I went to Isla Mujeres, and I went to Cancun, and I went to Merida, and none of my hostels had AC.
Oh.
None of them had AC, and I was like dying the entire time. And I was like, what's going on here? But let's see.
Did you do your research?
Well, I did, and actually
Okay.
I knew that they weren't going to have
Oh,
AC,
okay,
but
okay.
I thought I was going to be okay with it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
You could be like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was Merida?
Well, my mom was actually from there, so
Okay.
I've been there before. I loved it. I thought it was great.
That's one of the cities we want.
Yeah, we wanna go there.
Go to.
It's really cool. The central, like, the downtown area is really cool. If you leave the downtown area, there's certain spots that you can go to that are also really cool. A lot of parts of the city are really poor, so you can see that. But I liked it a lot. I thought it was amazing, and it's beautiful. There's a lot of history, a lot of like weird natural occurrences. You know, like the cenotes, the sinkholes, and stuff like that.
Mhm, yeah.
And then there's the trees that are supposedly that are around the sinkholes. They have the roots that extend below, so they can get water. So those are really cool. There's like haciendas, and there's a lot of really cool things that you can see. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now a lot of people around in the States are a little nervous about traveling to Mexico. What's your favorite place to go to in Mexico that those people are missing out on?
So Mexico's a big country.
Yeah.
So I've only been to a few places in Mexico. There's Mexico City, Puerto Vallarta, in Yucatan area. I would say definitely Yucatan. Even Puerto Vallarta, I thought was amazing. I don't know if maybe don't go to Juarez. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the crime-ridden city.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Right.
Because I've never been. But I would say, yeah, there's a lot of places in Mexico that I think are worth checking out. I guess to be completely honest, I feel like there's a lot of media hype.
Oh yeah.
The media does this thing where if they find a dead baby in the gutter, suddenly you're finding dead babies every day
Yeah.
in the gutter.
Right.
Yeah.
So
the
you're-
whole country of Mexico, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're like so freaked out because
Yeah.
that's what you hear. The 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, the 7 o'clock news, the 8 o'clock news.
Yeah.
For the next week, that's
Yeah.
what you're listening to. So there's a lot. There's a lot of, I think, places in Mexico that you can. I mean, just be safe everywhere, you know? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
like guard yourself, because even here, there's a lot of stuff that can happen.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
So then when you travel, have you ever come across like a scam, or?
Have you ever been scammed or attempted? You caught onto?
Yeah.
In Brazil. So I went to Brazil for the first time last February, and it was the last day of Carnival. So I decided I was going to go into, they have these like street block parties. So they block out the streets and you get to go in and have a party or whatever. So I walked in there, and as soon as I walked in there, like my South Central senses went off. And I was like, oh crap, I shouldn't be here. So I had my phone, and my phone, I had a case like this. So it's kind of like a wallet case. And I thought, okay, I'm taking off my things from inside my case and my phone, and I'm gonna keep it in my hand. I'm gonna put my empty case in my pocket, just in case they want whatever's in my pocket, right? And then I as I was walking, there's just a crowd of people. There's so many people that you're like this,
right?
You know, and there's people like touching you on either side, and getting pickpocketed is so easy. So then I felt people going in my pockets. And I felt them take my case, and I even like felt them go, ugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, just put it back in my pocket, you know. But
oh my gosh,
that was the only time I think I've ever encountered something like that.
Okay.
So back on Mexico, is there somewhere in Mexico that you haven't gone yet that you're looking forward to visiting?
You know what? So every time I go, I feel like I discover a new place, a new beach. When I was in Yucatan, somebody was telling me about, God, I don't even know what it's called. Holbox, I think that's what it's called.
It's an island?
I think it might be.
Yeah, I think I read about that somewhere.
So it's like this beautiful beachy area.
Yeah.
It's in the Yucatan area. So I definitely one day do that. There's another one. What was it?
Have you heard of? She found it. Yelapa.
Oh, Yelapa. Have you heard of it?
I don't think so.
It's right by Puerto Vallarta.
Is it?
So you have to go to
really cool.
You have to get on a boat in Puerto Vallarta, and you take it to this other little. It's like a fishing town, and it's like surrounded by jungle.
There's
there's
one place over there that I want to go to.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it, but somebody was, maybe it's that one. So there's this little beach that's kind of secluded that I heard about, and it's like half of it is nude beach, another half is like just regular beach.
Okay, no, that's not the one I read about.
So I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Okay.
But I don't remember.
Yeah, this one you can only get in and out by boat. It's the only way to get there.
Yeah,
So
it's
So
really
it's like
cool.
so it's like really laid back.
Secluded,
So
yeah.
there's no like
we want to go
there's
there.
no
one of these days.
Hilton or anything like that.
I like
Yeah,
that though.
no.
That's
You just have
pretty
to
cool.
Airbnb like someone's like beach house for like $60 a night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do I follow a lot of like travelers on Instagram, and they always put things, you know, they always like tag the city or whatever.
Yeah.
So I find some locations like that, but I don't plan to go. Or
Yeah, it's whatever's cheap.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's a fun sale. I'll go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the same way. Okay. So when you're traveling, because you're gay, do you feel like there's anything that's is it hard to travel like as a gay person, or?
I haven't encountered anything that makes it difficult. I've been to places where homosexuality is illegal, and it hasn't been a problem.
Oh, good.
You know, like, I've been to Morocco twice, and they're very Muslim over there, and it's homosexuality is illegal. So if they catch you in the act, you know, then they'll take you to jail. But I mean, don't have sex on the streets.
Yeah,
You know?
Have you been with your partner too? Or?
Yeah, and sometimes like they'll look at us weird, not because we're together, but because, you know, we're checking in and it's like one bed hotel room, and they're like, "Are you sure one bed?" I'm like, yeah," you know,
Right.
but they don't know if it's like a company, you know, business trip that
Right.
and the company's cheap or something. So
Right,
they
right.
want to get 2 hotel rooms or
Right.
something like that. So, you know, they don't say anything.
Oh,
So
that's good.
it's not. I mean, I've heard of really crazy, like things going on, like you know, where like gay people are getting killed by their government or something like that. Now, I don't know that I want to go to places like that just because that scares me. But I don't know, like Morocco in terms of a Muslim country is very lenient. It's very, they're very, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, like liberal in terms of their politics and religion and stuff like that. So they even have, so Muslims, they're not allowed to drink any alcohol, but they have their own beer in Morocco. So, like if someone from, you know, an Arab person goes to Morocco, they're not even supposed to look at anybody drinking beer. Like that's how intense it is.
Wow.
But it's okay in Morocco. Like if a Westerner is drinking a beer, it's not a big deal. You know?
Oh, interesting.
It's very similar to going to Malaysia, and it was like that.
Oh yeah.
So if you're Muslim, it's against the law for you to drink beer.
Correct. Yeah.
And all those rules. But if you're a Westerner, or if there's a lot of Hindus there and a lot of Chinese people there, but if they want to grab a beer, it's fine. You can grab a beer, but then the Muslim people can't. So they still let you do your own thing, even though they don't agree with it. Which is kind of cool.
So we're going to Dubai soon, and you know, Dubai is also a Muslim country, and in Dubai, they split the restaurant. They literally have the wall, like a wall in the middle of the restaurant. So Westerners eat on one side and Muslims eat on the other side.
Really?
Because if a Westerner wants to have wine, they're allowed to, but the Muslim people aren't allowed to see the Westerners have wine.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, so they'll do that.
Well, that's interesting.
Now we're really hurting we can't get the Muslim demographic in our YouTube videos.
Guess not. There goes that.
But the Moroccans, I think you can.
That's interesting, though. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But no, as far as me being gay, I mean, I don't go around telling people that.
Like, hey.
I'm homosexual.
Right.
You know, so far, you know, cross my fingers.
Yeah, that's good that you've traveled so much and you haven't, like, you know, encountered anything negative.
Although my mom freaks out every time.
Oh yeah.
She's like, you're telling everybody.
No. She just need a mom. That's fine.
So traveling, have you made any friends that you're still in contact with?
Yeah, I have. I think that's a good thing about like hostel living is I've made a few friends that I'm like super good friends with. I think off the top of my head I can think of two guys that I still keep in touch with.
Okay.
The first time I went backpacking, so this was after Costa Rica, I did my backpacking around Europe thing in 2007, and I met this guy who was staying in my hostel in London. He's from New York City, and then I bumped into him in Paris again. We didn't know we were going to be in Paris.
Oh, how funny.
But so we still keep in touch, and whenever I go to New York City, I'm like, hey, what's up? Let's get together, and vice versa, you know. So yeah, it's cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. When you travel, do you normally stick with like a strict schedule, or do you just kind of go with the flow?
I make a plan, like, okay, I want to see A, B, and C, but it doesn't matter when I see them. So I go with the flow, and then if I happen to be near that part of town, I'll be like, oh, well, let's go here. Yeah. You know, and then, okay, check. And then I go do whatever else. So
okay.
I more go with the flow, and even if I don't get to them, it's cool. You know, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
So
it's not like you write everything out. It's like, this time I'm going to be here, this time I'm going to be there. You're just going to...
That kind of bothers me. Like, if I travel with people that are like that, I'm like, you can go do that.
Yeah, I'll meet up with you later. That's true. Yeah. So, then, other than your partner, have you traveled with any friends or?
Not until recently. So,
okay.
So I had a really long trip where I went to Merida. So I did several places in Mexico, and then I went to Panama City, and then from Panama City I did Berlin, and then I did Athens.
Okay.
And then I came back. But let's see. So I met family in Merida because my mom's from there, so I had family there. So I met them there. Then I met my partner in Panama, and then I met friends from San Francisco and here in Long Beach, in Berlin, and that was the first time I had ever really traveled with friends.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I did Athens by myself.
Okay.
But so that was pretty cool.
You're like all over the place. It was like different continents and everything. Wow.
It was
crazy.
Fun. It was a fun trip.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, fun.
Is it harder to plan with, of course, more people? How was planning it?
It was surprisingly not that difficult. So I have my friends that met me from San Francisco. It's a gay couple, 2 guys, and I thought it was going to be difficult because they don't want to, when you're in a relationship, like going to a gay bar might not be okay. Or I thought maybe something was gonna, but they were like, no, we're on vacation, like whatever, So that was pretty cool. And then I stayed with a friend who's actually from here, from Long Beach, and it's the first time we've traveled together. And he was really cool, really go with the flow. And he was also he was in Berlin because he was doing like a wrestling convention or something like that. So he was there with friends too.
Like school wrestling or like WWE wrestling?
No, like school wrestling.
Okay. Okay.
He's an adult, but he does like a wrestling team for grown-ups.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called.
Okay. I don't know such
like
thing.
kind of like during Olympics when you see those guys wrestle, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Yeah, not
Yeah.
like.
The Greco-Roman.
Yeah. So.
Not like The Rock. Like
Yeah, not like The Rock. Yeah.
The top rope.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So.
Oh, convince you for that. Could you imagine? That's funny. Anyways, go on.
But it was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I recently spoke to my friend who I met in Berlin, and he also thinks we get along really well. Because sometimes it doesn't matter how good friends you are, you clash. And
Yeah.
whatever.
You have different travel styles and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I think we're gonna try to plan to go to like Spain or something.
Okay, nice.
Have you been to Spain before?
Yeah, well, I've been to Barcelona.
Barcelona, oh yeah. But anywhere outside?
Recently, I had a day layover in Madrid, so I was able to go out and see a couple of things and like have dinner. But that's about it. I want to go back.
Yeah.
Can I recommend somewhere?
Yeah.
Granada.
Really? Granada?
Love
Okay.
Granada.
So there's a lot of places of Spain that I'm recently kind of putting on my list, like even Sevilla.
Sevilla is great,
Sevilla,
too.
yes.
Heard, like,
But they're close, so while you're there you can...
You can stick a
because
train.
I want to do like a loop, like a Spanish loop.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing a lot of things about Spain in general. So I'm like, oh my god, every city.
Yeah, I want to go to all of them.